Hello, good morning. Phil Crossy here. I just pulled into an air to start the camera up, so I was waiting to get out of town. Yeah, just leaving Nîmes. What a difference a day makes with the weather. I'm wearing wet proofs today, courtesy of one of my friends, and they look like German army issues, so maybe nobody tries to pump me off as I make my way north in France. I'm heading towards Rennes today. Got about 450 miles to go. It's showing 6.5 hours, which is slightly under that average of 50 mile an hour that I was talking about in one of my previous films. And I think that's purely because I can sit at around 80 pretty much all the way. My stops are not likely to be that long really. A cup of coffee, maybe a quick snack. One of them obviously I'll stop for a bit of lunch, but yeah, with stops included and stuff, I'm looking at arriving in Rennes at the hotel somewhere between sort of 5 and 5:30 tonight, which is fine. It's just going to be a lot of this. You can see the weather's a bit shit, very hazy off in the distance. And looking at the weather apps before I left, I'm looking at rain between sort of Lyon and Dijon. Yeah, it is what it is. Just got to try and crack on with it. I've got me Calamoto on, if for no other reason. I'm on the motorways now, and I'm just following towards Lyon, then Dijon, then Rennes. But the reason I've got my Calamoto on, if for no other reason, is to sort of show me ETA. But importantly, it'll ping up any of those fucking speed cameras. And the speed cameras on the motorways, if you sort of wind it down to about 75, you'll be under. The nice thing about the Calamoto alert is that it shows you it comes up with a big fucking speed camera in the screen, but it tells you what the MPH is for that. So more often than not, on the motorways it'll ping up something like 81, so that 81 mile an hour is what the equivalent would be to their kilometres. Yeah, so inclement weather. We're going to talk about the circumstances of me joining the army, which took quite a lot of people by surprise, me included. So I had a friend called Nick Phillips, bless him. Lung cancer got him at 49. Fucking nightmare. But we were just sort of coming up to that sort of 18-year-old time. He didn't drive, I did, and he needed to get a Finchley to go and swear the oath of allegiance and stuff. He'd done all the other processes, and he was going into the Royal Tank Regiment, which is something he wanted to be a tanky since he was a fucking, I don't know, 3 or 4 year old. He's always wanted to be in the army. So I said to him, look, I've got a little camera coming up here. It's on the other side of the road, so it tells you the cameras are coming either way. So he needed to get the Finchley to swear the oath. I could drive. Borrowed my dad's car, marked for Cortina, blue. I say blue, like sky blue. Yeah, very, very light blue. And I took him into Finchley. Found somewhere to park. Went with him to the Army Careers office that was there at the time. Gone in. He's gone through to the back to go and do what he needs to do. And I'm in the front there looking at the pictures on the wall with some crusty old fucking sergeant sitting there at the desk. After a couple of minutes, all right, son? Yeah, I'm all right. My mate's in the back swearing the oath. And in the fucking 15 or 20 minutes it took for Nick to come out, having done what he needed to do, I'd fucking signed up. It took took quite a lot of people by surprise. Like I say, none more than me. But do you know what? Initially, I was gonna get myself into the tanks as well, because that's where Nick was going. I thought, you know what, why fucking not? I hadn't planned on joining the army, so why not fucking go into the tanks? That sounds a lot of fun. Yeah, so went through the joining process. You had to go to fucking Sutton Coldfield for physical tests and shit like that. And during the test at Sutton Coldfield, I discovered I was colourblind. Yeah, which actually, what it actually meant for me is I couldn't be tank crew, because a lot of the sights and stuff that they use on the Chieftains and the like back then was colour coordinated, colour coded, and yeah, as somebody who was colourblind, I couldn't use the sights on the guns, which meant you couldn't go through the process of being tank crew. So fuck it. Well, you know what? I'll join the Royal Corps Transport. So I was going to be a lorry driver for the Royal Corps Transport. But do you know what? As much as it, I'd say upset me mum and dad. You know, it wasn't something they was ever expecting me to do. So there was, there was a certain amount of upset, concern, but we weren't in conflict. It was after the Falklands, albeit 3 years. It didn't seem like an awful long time, but it was after the conflict. Britain wasn't involved in any other form of conflict at the time, so you know what, it was fine. It was fine. Yeah, so off I went to basic training at Aldershot for the Royal Corps Transport. Fucking thing that is. Finished that and then got posted to 27 Regiment 8 Squadron, which is also Aldershot. So it's not like I was actually seeing the world as far as that was concerned. But 8 Squadron was nice because once you've done your training, you went up to Hull to do your driver training. So I was doing the sort of heavy goods 3 driver training now. Then got posted to 8 Squadron, which was a heavy goods 2 unit. So when I came back to Aldershot, I did further driver training in order to drive heavy goods 2. And yeah, after that it was just a lot of fucking about really. I did 2 tours of the Falklands. I spoke about going down to the Falklands on one of my earlier films. Did 2 tours of Falklands, basically from December to April, both tours. So 83 to 84. 83 to 84. To the Falklands, 84 to 85, and then 85 to 86 I did United Nations in Cyprus. That was December to June, and I came out in 87, October 87. I'd signed on for 6 years originally, but I kind of got disillusioned with it really. I did 2 tours of the Falklands. The first tour of the Falklands I just saved as much money as I could during that period, that sort of 4-month tour. But I managed to save about 420 quid. Don't seem a lot, but it actually bought me a little Escort Mark II, which I was quite pleased with. But bought me that and insured it. But after that, the pay that we were getting, we had to pay for our food and accommodation in Aldershot. We didn't get any extra money for being overseas, and it actually worked out that I was actually my take-home pay was 52 quid a week, and you got to pay for your all your ablutions and sort of any sort of treats, if you want to call it that, out of that money. And it's when you're trying to run a car as well, it became impossible. Before I went to the second tour of the Falklands, I had to sell it because I didn't have the money to pay for the insurance for the following year. So I came sort of disillusioned with it. Knew I was going to Cyprus for 6 months with the UN, so I stayed in for that, although I'd signed on for 6 years. And when I came back from the United Nations tour, I was just over 3 years, and I PVR'd, premature voluntary release, and I borrowed some money off my uncle to buy myself out. Basically, it cost me 150 quid to buy myself out, but I came out of it, you know, although I didn't use it, I came out of it with a heavy goods 2 licence, but I never ever used it. I went to work for my uncle. Yeah, that was that. You know, I don't regret it one little bit. The way I joined, you know, was surprising for everyone, but I don't regret it, not one bit. I thoroughly enjoyed my time in the army. Royal Corps Transport, it was good fun. You know, we like driving lorries around. We did a couple of exercises, line art over in Germany. Then we did. I can't remember what the name of it was the following year, but we did another one in Denmark. We was over in Denmark for a month doing exercises over there. Brave something or other, I can't remember the name of it. I'm not going to say Braveheart, it's a fucking film, but it was something like along those lines. And yeah, we was over in Denmark for a month with that one. That was quite good. But yeah. Just over 3 years, just under 4 years in the army. It was good fun. Yeah, that's it. Ta-da.